Welcome everybody, my name is Brendan Snyder. Thank you for joining me. If you're new to my channel and you haven't already hit the subscribe button, I'm attempting to reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers, and if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. All right, recently I did a review of the Time Cubed box set by Journey, and I happen to have a sampler disc from it, a 10-track sampler that I thought the track listing on this is quite interesting, and I wanted to review that with you guys. And so while I've done a full, sort of history review with that box set, I am going to jump back and just give a quick brief overview for those of you that are watching this the first time. The band Journey formed in 1973 from former members of Santana, Greg Raleigh on keyboards and lead vocals, and Neil Schon on lead guitar. And after a few personnel changes, they eventually settled on Ross Valory bass, Steve Smith on drums, and then after the first 3 albums, they added Steve Perry on lead vocals. They were originally called the Golden Gate Rhythm Section before changing their name to Journey. And as I said, they released 3 albums without a frontman, these 3 here. And they were in a more of a jazz rock style, but didn't really gain them any success or notoriety. So they had a self-titled album in 75, Look into the Future in 76, and Next in 77. And by 1978, they released their 4th album, Infinity, and it was the first album to feature Steve Perry on lead vocals. This album had Wheel in the Sky on it and ultimately went 3 times platinum. And then in 1979, they released Evolution, this one here having Lovin', Touchin', Squeezin' on it, and also went 3 times platinum. Then Departure was released in 1980, and this was the last album to feature Greg Raleigh on keyboards. It featured the song Any Way You Want It, and also went 3 times platinum. By 1981, they released their biggest record to date, which was Escape, and the first album to feature Jonathan Cain, ultimately going 9 times platinum. It featured the singles Who's Crying Now, Don't Stop Believin', and the amazing power ballad Open Arms. And then 1983 continued this success when they released Frontiers, and this one had Separate Ways, Worlds Apart, Sender My Love, and the other amazing power ballad Faithfully on it, and ultimately went 6 times platinum. And prior to recording the 1986 album Raised on Radio, they terminated Ross Valory on bass and Steve Smith on drums and recorded it as a trio with session musicians. This one had Be Good to Yourself and I'll Be Alright Without You, and ultimately went 2 times platinum. Following the tour though, they went on indefinite hiatus. And so that brings us up to the date of what the box first covers, which is that first decade from 75 to 86. And the box set itself covered all of the lineups and all of the albums. It had 3 CDs, 55 tracks, and 15 of which were B-sides, unreleased, alternate versions, demos, early versions, soundtrack recordings, and live. And so this sampler that comes from it has 10 tracks itself from those 3 CDs, and what I really like about it is that it doesn't follow the typical best of collection type track listing on here. Track number 1, Natural Thing, is a non-album B-side that was recorded in 1979. Track 2 is Liberty, which is a previously unreleased song recorded in 1981. Track 3, Any Way You Want It, is the first of the hits off of Departure in 1980. Track 4, Good Times, is a previously unreleased song recorded in 1978. Track 5, Don't Stop Believing, another hit from Escape in 1981. Track 6, Lights, is a live recording from their live album Captured in 1981. Track 7, Into Your Arms, is a previously unreleased recording from 1985. And then track 8, Lovin', Touchin', Squeezin', is a live recording from the live album Captured in 1981. And then the album closes out with 2 soundtrack recordings. Track number 9, Only the Young, which is from the Vision Quest soundtrack, and track 10, Ask the Lonely, which is from Two of a Kind soundtrack recording. And so while track number 9 and 10 are available on their greatest hits now, they weren't available at the time on any albums, and they have been added as bonus tracks. A lot of these songs are now available as bonus tracks to the remasters, but at the time, this was the only way to get these, and as a nice little compilation that's sort of an alternative to those greatest hits, I really do enjoy the track listing on this. So the front cover of this comes from the box set, of course, and it's the full fold out from the booklet that's on the inside, where you get both of these scarabs in it. And then the back of it, you get the track listing. Unfortunately, there's no booklet or anything. It is just a plain white insert. I wish they had listed out all that information that I told you guys about, but I actually had to listen to it and discern that through the box set as to what each of those tracks were and where they came from, because on the back side of this, it actually only lists the 3 unreleased songs as being unreleased and doesn't talk about the rarity of those other ones. And so 6 of the 10 tracks on here are rare, 2 of them being live renditions and the other 2 being from their studio albums, those hits that I mentioned. So to me, it makes it a really interesting alternative compilation to their greatest hits, and I think it's a worthy acquisition to have in the collection. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, and I hope everyone has a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.